I have in my previous videos talked about professional engineer registration basic requirements that the EBK asked from graduate engineers who are interested in transitioning to the professional engineering status. But then you realize that when you start doing your report, your part one, there's a place where your experience is broken down into categories of experience. So specifically for civil engineering in this case, they will break it down into design experience, construction, supervision. And the design also will be broken out down into feasibility studies and the actual design and design planning. Then you have the construction supervision. Then you have contract management. Then you have maintenance. I mean, so you find that um, sometimes when someone wants to register, they feel like that is not the path that I took after graduation. I did not go to a construction site. I did not, go to a design office. I got a whole different experience within engineering, but not what EBK has outlined. The first thing that I have to say that the EBK um, template it's a template. You're supposed to follow it, but it's to be customized to your experience. Granted, design is mandatory, but it doesn't have to be design of a building or a bridge or a road. It can be design of so many things, a process. I mean, if you just look at the definition of engineering, it could be a design of a process. And I believe some of the people, what I've seen people do with something like this is you look at your experience and the EBK minimums for whatever you have been doing. Because as I've always said, your experience is looked at very individually. And whatever minimums that you wouldn't have met or achieved, then there are always ways to go about it. I've seen people who probably they graduated and they went to the site. They have never done any design. And I've seen them register because looking at your experience, you might do something like design one of the projects that you have been on site, that you have been supervising on site, as long as your work on site has been under the supervision of a professional engineer. So there is that part where and then the part that brings confusion now is the part where EBK needs like 24 months of design experience. I'm not sure if that's mandatory, but in the pre-submission conferences, it usually says that it's mandatory. So bringing it up to 24 months is now where the issue comes in. And I've seen people also get attached to like consultants, like they get attached to consultants and then they get like bits and pieces of design experience and then they end up registering. But it's not a must that you be in a design office. I believe that even when you're on site, there are like the design checks that you do. Sometimes it's just bringing up the pieces of information that we have scattered somewhere, because essentially EBK professional registration is all about documentation of the experience that you've been able to do. So sometimes we have the experience, but now it's not. We actually forget. We forget because it's not the standard or the usual kind of experience that is being, like, you've not gone to sat in a design office so full time, so you feel that maybe what I have done does not contribute to what it's being looked for. But most likely what you have done is actually what is being looked for. I mean, we can't all be in a design office, though design is very mandatory for EBK. So what happens is your experience is looked at very individually, and you get that guidance of what is remaining or what you need to get. That's why I usually say with the process, if you don't start it, it becomes so confusing. But if you start doing it, then you start knowing what is remaining and what can I do to fill the gap that is remaining. That is if you weren't exposed to a design office earlier on, or you the cases are always also the reverse is also true. There are people who have been in a design office full time and they have never been on a construction site or seen implementation of any kind of a design, and so they feel like, okay, I can't register, I don't have construction supervision. So what they do is they find ways of being attached to sites where they can be able to see construction being implemented. So once you start the process, you come to know what's pending. Other people prefer to do it all at once, which is okay. Then that knowing what's required of you in the whole process then will help you, and then you can be able to now you can be able to now bring, what is it called? You can be able to now ensure that you gather everything that is needed, and then now sit down and do it all at once. If this video has been helpful, as always, remember to subscribe and share it with someone. And also, I have thought about it, and I am actually offering consultation. If you want to be helped with the professional registration at Wandisi Build, I'll be offering consultations related to professional engineer registration. So if that's you, then I've left a link, not a link really, but an email where you can reach me for paid consultation on this. I have given free resources. I will connect you to 3 mentorship sessions, but if you need more than that, then I will offer you a paid session, and that will give you further tailored guidance to get you registered.